Yo, what's up guys? Tello here. Back to you with another video for today. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't drink anything for New Year's, but I did sleep my ass off, so much love to you. I hope you guys had a damn good one. And let's talk about some drama going on today. A little bit of drama, a little bit of oh shit. Settle down, alright? I'll kiss you. But truth be told, there is some problems going on in Ashes of Creation, I'm not gonna lie. If you have not been living under a rock, you are seeing right now on YouTube that there is a lot of people making videos about the current state of Phase 2. And they have every right to do so. To the point where you even see bigger creators like Narc basically saying, I'm done. I quit. I'm over Ashes of Creation, and it's not worth it at the current time because the game is just really not ready. So let's go over, my notes here. We got the good old notepad. I ain't perfect, so settle down, back up, or I'll pimp slap you. However, let's get involved. So, number one, the cheating and exploitation in Ashes of Creation. It's getting out of hand. We got AFK events. We got people still finding ways to, dupe their gear. People getting gold at a crazy rate. And they're already leagues ahead of anybody else trying to get involved into the game, to the point where it gives the player that is either returning from Phase 1 or just trying this, portion out of the phase for the very first time, not really an interest to want to continue forward because it's already leaving a sour taste at the dinner table. We didn't even get to the appetizer and dinner yet, and you're already shitting the bed at the Diet Coke. We have a problem. But basically, there's a positive to this as well because it gives Intrepid Studios and the developers a way to say, you know what, we see the exploits going on, we see what you guys are doing, we could fix these now. Let's go back into the coding, let's get the engineers involved, and let's address these problems in some patches, and we go from there. But since they're not going to do any wipes, and a lot of people have already benefited from this, it's too little too late, in my opinion. Unless they do a wipe, right? And if they do another wipe, I feel like at this point people are just going to be annoyed because they're already bummed out from the wipe from last phase. I mean, people are, wanting to level their characters and getting involved with guilds and try all the new stuff that they said that's in this phase that's currently happening. And the leveling process is, grindy, right? And for some people, even daunting. So if you wipe it again, it just might lead to a whole plunder of issues where people are just not going to be thrilled with. So I kind of think right now at this current moment, this phase, because of all the exploitation and cheating that happened, is kind of cooked. That's just my personal opinion. Doesn't mean I hate the game, and I still will be playing it, but I just think a lot of stuff has already happened under the table, and it is what it is. You can't stop it at this point. So yeah, that's basically the situation going on with the exploitation and the cheating. And obviously they had their break during the holidays. They're human. I get it. Things are going to happen. You're not going to really have a lot of workers or hands on deck when a lot of people were like just basically going crazy during the holidays. A lot of issues were going on, and there was a lot of cheating going on too. But it's just, at this point, it is an is what it is situation, and we just got to move on from it and continue seeing the positives as much as we're trying to find in Ashes of Creation, but at the same time realizing what's really going on. So let's talk about it. So at the current moment, when getting to the level I'm at right now, I'm around 19, working my way to 20. Obviously, I still haven't approached the Forge yet. I know people are going through the deserts, but I've been watching a lot of people play the game, some buds of mine who play the game as well, and seeing what they're really doing with the content, at level 25, how crazy really is the content. I'm going to be honest with you, besides the Forge, there really isn't a lot going on. And that's just me being truthful with you. I'm not trying to, beat around the bush. It's just the facts. Yeah, there's nothing going on. There's no progression, which they've said that is what their main focus on, and economy, seeing how good the economy is, especially with the player stalls that they, implemented this phase in particular, which I think is actually a W. I actually enjoy the player stalls. I do think they can use a better system of filtering so we can find items a little bit more easier, because I think the way it's displayed is a little bit too much. If there's like 60 something pages, do you really want people to go through each page of each individual storefront? And some storefronts are just empty. There's nothing on there. So I think there needs to be like an expiration period on storefronts if they're not actively putting items on there. And they need to do something with that system to make player stalls a little bit more easier searchable for items that you're trying to find. That's just my opinion, though. But besides that, the freeholds, which is pretty cool, people are able to, have access to like the freeholds and set places up in certain parts of the map, which I've noticed some places of the map, they're putting them in and it's like ruining some farms that were once good in like the earlier phase. And now they're just not as good anymore. So you kind of got to play around their freehold to like get access to other farms. So it is what it is. That's a minor situation. But besides that, there's not really a lot going on in terms of content and what to do in phase 2. There really isn't nothing to keep the alpha tester engaged is what I'm getting at. And that's a problem, because if you expect people to just test the forge out for the next 4 months and maybe test a couple mobs in, I guess, the desert or tropic area, that I don't think that's going to hold players to keep them engaged as much as Steven is claiming that there's like, 100,000 plus people testing the game. I think there's going to be a lot of player drop off and just players going to be waiting to phase 3 and say this game is just not worth it at the current time to level all the way up again to 25 for just no reason at all, because nothing has really changed through the 1 to 25 experience in terms of either more mob variety, more mob depth, or just actual different things to do at all. And I think one of the biggest problems, in my personal opinion, is the questing system is still lackluster. It's not good. And I understand that they don't want to make this game quest centric and focus too much on the quest. But the problem is that when there's really nothing else to do besides mom grind, you need to have some type of quests that are rememberable and enjoyable, or a cool quest line to do and have a really cool item rewarded from it that is a good early level up style item. That's why I think what in WoW Classic did so great is that I remember quests from WoW Classic because those quests rewarded really cool mini items or something that was just really good for a level up process. In Ashes, they don't have that. And it's just continuous mob grinding of the same mobs we already tested in phase 1 to phase 2. And there's no other things to really do at those locations as well, besides just farming for XP or maybe a lucky drop. So I think that is a problem right now currently in phase 2 that I didn't really see much people address, but I just want to talk to you guys about that now because I personally feel like they need to improve on that in order to keep the players truthfully locked in to want to test this game even further. I think the biggest problem that they're facing right now, in my personal opinion, is where to focus their assets on. I think they're very strong on putting their assets on the desert place, like the desert biome and the tropics, but I think they're doing it incorrectly, in my personal opinion. I don't think that's where they should be focusing right now. I think there is a lot of things they need to improve on the 1 to 25 experience within just staying at the areas that everyone is going to, and the popular areas too, improving on these things as well. In terms of addressing more of the cheating and exploitation on how they handle that, better in the future, how they will handle the lack and gaps of content between 1 to 25. So the experience doesn't always just, feel the same linear thing where we're just going to go mob grinding for hours on end and that's all we're doing. We have to improve on the questing as well. The questing is a whole system in place there that nobody really gives a shit about. We have to look at these things, and that's just 3 things, right? That's not talking about the clipping of player clipping through the floor or going through the world that happened to me the other night, mob clipping, your player abilities clipping, corrupt baiting, which has been a situation I've been noticing as of lately as well with players. They will do that to bait a corruption, which is I don't understand how they're not noticing some of these things. Maybe they haven't been getting these bug reports, if their bug report system is even working. But they claim that it is, obviously, because they have received a lot of reports. Besides that, though, and even just filling in the gaps of the places that we already been to, like Steel Bloom, Highway Hills, Carfin, going to the Dernagal Estates, and or Seth, right, going over there and just seeing what kind of new mob variety are they going to add there, how much more exploration and content have they added within these areas that we're familiar with that can feel like a new experience from phase 1 to phase 2, so we can see some new unique things happen at these spots. I think this is where the assets need to be focused on, and that's how you keep the players still engaged to test your game, rather than just saying, okay guys, regrind from 1 to 25 and then go explore out into the biomes that we've made, and there's just nothing there. So I think that's really kind of a problem right now going on, and I hope they address these types of things sooner than later. Alright, so this is where I'm going to be a little bit more harsh now. This is some harsh reality. Maybe people might get butthurt in the comments below. I hope you do. It doesn't really matter to me. So basically, what I'm getting at is that this game is far from ready. Like, super far from ready. Whoever's telling you this game is going to come out in a year, year and a half, they're being hopeful. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I do think Ashes is a fun game from a gameplay standpoint. I think it's actually been one of the most funnest gameplay experiences I've had in quite some time, because it's actually really fun. I've been playing more around with the PvP, playing, obviously the PvE, really good. But in terms of like it being ready, I don't think that's the truth. I don't know who's telling you it's gonna be ready in a year or so. If you're hearing that anywhere from any creator, that's kind of a lie. That now maybe they're using that referral program and they're getting some good bucks from it. Much love to them. Hey, whatever pays the bills pays the bills. I ain't gonna hate you. But this game, in my opinion, is like 3-4 years out. Still, we might not see this till like probably 2028 ish. 2027 if we're lucky. And I'm hoping I'm getting proved wrong. Please prove me wrong, because I want to play the fucking game. Like, I really do. But at the rate of where they're going right now, just from this phase alone of what I'm seeing of just these minor inconveniences already off the rip, it's just not a good sign. It's not a good look, and I'm sure a lot of other people are turned off about this. And I'm just being frank with you. I'm never gonna lie to you guys or steer you the wrong way. And listen, maybe you love Ashes Creation so much that you want to sleep in bed with Ashes. You want to cuddle with it. I get it. You're on top of it. On its Spiadel. Settle down. But I'm not riding it that hard like you are, okay? I'm just telling you from a basic perspective of playing the game through its entirety through last wipe, now playing it through 19 and 20 now, and I'm still going to push forward with it and explore the other biomes and see what they have to offer, in the next couple months from here to May. And then, maybe another video will come out saying, hey, there's some cool stuff going on. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, it feels pretty mid to me at the current state. And to be honest with you, there's just a lot of other games out there that are fun. There are fun games going on right now that people are enjoying, and I think people rather spend more of their time, not just alpha testing something that they've already did in phase 1 and it's the exact same in phase 2. I think they'd rather wait to phase 3 where there might be more better quality coming out from Intrepid Studios, because I think right now it's just in a slow progression as of this current phase. That's my personal experience and my personal belief when it comes to this phase in particular. I think phase 3 will be a better phase than phase 2, because the testing right now for P2 is just kind of whatever. It doesn't feel like it's worth the quality of staying invested in the testing. That's my personal opinion, but it is what it is. I'll leave it at that. Much love, amigos. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's not, super long. I don't know how long it was, because, we got to make a couple edits or two. So settle down, I'll kiss you, then I'll spit on you. But that's about it. Have a little Poland Spring. Lock it in. Keep on keeping on. Enjoy the New Year's. This bottle is crackling right now. It's pissing me off. And as always, have a damn good one. One day I'm going to spit out this water like Triple H on your bitch ass editor, and then I'm going to hit you with the pedigree. What's going on with my headset?